Okay, so revisiting Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, which in my original ranking I said was my favorite and what I think is the best of the Paranormal Activity films, and that hasn't changed. I still really like this film. And let me tell you why. This one definitely has the most going on in it of all the Paranormal Activities. There's no, it's a spin-off. There's no lull. There's no night one, and we just watch a camera for about a minute and a half where you might see something happen. Oh, a door moved! Or, oh, was there someone in the back? No. Stuff happens in this film, and it keeps a pace. The theatrical version of this is 84 minutes long. That's not that long at all. It's 100 minutes for the extended version, and due to time constraints, I watched the theatrical version because I gotta go somewhere in a little bit, excuse me. So I can't watch the extended version, which I do like better. But, well, not the same, that's what I like. But yeah, our two main characters are Jesse and Hector. They're two best friends. Jesse just graduated from high school. I'm assuming Hector already graduated. He's older. And this film does have that, well, why are we filming? Well, you asked the question, why are we filming? Well, the start of this is filming Jesse's graduation, and then the next day, Jesse gets his own camera, and they're just fucking around with it, They're having fun. But as the movie goes on, you do kind of gotta ask the question, why are you still filming? Like, they're random things. I know doing home video filming is one thing, but there's just random things like drinking with Grandma Irma, I get they would film spying on Anna. That's, one thing. Like, all the other things, like filming themselves playing basketball, maybe. Like, I guess when things start to really get going, they want to film so they have proof. Maybe, but they don't say that. They just keep filming, and that's kind of a down for me. But yeah, it doesn't really explain why they keep filming. They just are. And I like the idea of kind of, the midwives, that's the coven, are doing other things with other kids. But it's not the same thing that they're doing with Wyatt. Well, we find out why they want Wyatt at the end of this, but like the end of in the next one. But it's like, or after Wyatt wanted him. Jesse's 18, and they marked him in utero, and apparently they sort of retcon, but then they don't. I don't know. Like the demon or Toby or whatever it is wants to possess him. Okay, why? I do like some of the callbacks. Like, there's a subtle callback when they're looking at pictures, and you see that Grandma Lois is in the picture with Anna and Jesse's mom, and Jesse's pregnant with him, and she died in childbirth. So they were the cause of that. The coven were. They had her died in childbirth, and they find out Oscar's birth mom, also died in childbirth, and he was adopted. There's that, and yeah, Oscar is Jesse's friend. He was the valedictorian, and he starts experiencing weird things. And they make it seem like they summoned this demon, but Oscar was already infected before they did the Black Mirror thing, wasn't he? I'm guessing. So it would have came no matter what. I like how they talk with the Simon thing. I like how they talk to it with that. That's fun way to get some, without overtly showing it to us, Ghost Dimension. But that's fun. I also really like Jesse's grandma Irma. She's the fun grandma, and that's kind of cool. She's allowing Jesse and Hector to drink. I'm guessing Hector is over the age of 21, but Jesse's not. But in Mexico, it is legal to drink at age 18, but they're in Lower California, But, like I said, there are callbacks when they investigate after Oscar's death, which we'll get to that. Let's get after Oscar's death, they find out he was in contact with Allie Ray, who's the survivor of the second film. Now, I wish she had more to do in this, but she just comes back to exposit information, give exposition, and then leave. It's retconned exposition about the midwives, because that's not what they're doing with Wyatt, or Hunter, but, yeah. Also, she never mentions anything that happened. She should be like, this, I want to take down this coven, because they've ruined my life, and also, did they get the information of where the coven resides, the house, from her? Because if she knew where the coven is, why hasn't she done anything? I get the police wouldn't believe her, but why hasn't she tried to do something? You know? I don't know, like, she could be talking to them, and they're like, well, maybe Arturo and his gang. You have a gang? Because I tried to find the place, and I found the place, but there were too many people there, and maybe a gang can help and have her involved in the climax. Even if she doesn't make it, at least she's involved in more than just showing up and leaving, and we wonder what happened to her and why the Covenant come back for her. She's a loose end. She wasn't there, but she knows the information. Her and her boyfriend know the information. So I don't know. And she had the camera footage that showed that Katie killed her mom and her dad and stepmom. So I don't know. She's just very nonchalant, gives the information, and she's gone. I don't know. I think it was a waste of a character, but at least it's good to see her back. Now I do like that the ending confrontation with the coven is at Lois's house. Although I would imagine that house would have been willed to Katie and Christy at some point. And did they know there's a magic coven? There's always a question after the events of the third film, because they started retconning stuff, as to whether or not Katie and Christy actually knew what was going on, or if they lost their memory. I'm assuming Christy didn't. She seemed very out of the loop of things. And, I don't know, maybe Katie too, but the more and more these sequels go on, the more and more you question, especially after Ghost Mention, which is the one we're discussing next. I don't know. There's a lot of questions that don't get answered in this franchise. If you thought the seventh one was going to answer them, no. But, I don't know. I really don't know. But so there are a couple problems I had this time around. I forgot one. Let's talk about Jesse's downward spiral here. So once he's bit, he starts to be infected. He has these powers. They start to mess around with the camera and everything because look what he could do. He can do all this fun stuff and jump up high and not fall. Like something's catching him. It's cool, But then as transformation goes, there's not a real transition. It just happens and he's an asshole. Basically. Like there's one scene where he kind of apologizes, then all of a sudden he's an asshole again. It's like they go to see Arturo about Oscar. That's Oscar's adopted brother. And then they find out the information. All of a sudden, he's like, no, I want to go. I'm going to get out of here. And he goes off on someone at a grocery store. And then the next day, he's like, oh, I'm sorry for what I did. I couldn't control myself. And then, from then on in, he's an asshole. Like, and I know he gets taken by the ghosts of Katie and Christy, which still doesn't make any sense whether they're ghosts to them. Because they're not dead. At least, Katie's not dead. But, I don't know. They wouldn't be little girl ghosts, that's for sure. But, yeah, and then he's like an asshole. He's holding Chavo up in the corner. That's his dog, by the way. And, like, telling Hector, we're not best friends. I do kind of cringe at that when he goes in, why are you acting like this? You're my best friend. We're not best friends. It's like, you really need to say that? Like, oh, we're best friends. You're my best friend. It's just like, yeah, okay. And then he turns the camera on. He's like, you don't like that? No, get on me. Come on. And then it's, I don't know. He just becomes an asshole. And then it really, like, the way he's behaving and you still want to rescue him, like, he comes after you and you knock him out with a bat. And then the witch coven runs into you. And they take him away. You still want to save him after all he's done to you? I know he's not himself. But like, they try to save him with the egg thing. It's really cool special effect with the, This is the kind of movie you could sit and eat some popcorn and just enjoy. It's a popcorn movie. It's a fun movie. Yeah. What was the other problem I had with this? I don't remember. This is not really a problem, but like jump scares. Jump scares. That's the problem. This commits the sin of just random jump scares that aren't really that scary. Like there's one that always makes me roll my eyes every time. Like they're setting up a firework next to a dumpster, right? And they can't get it to go off. All of a sudden, Oscar jumps down, the firework goes off, and it's to shake you up, And then when Oscar kills himself, and that's a little bit scary, I guess, but it's Oscar. Who? Oscar! And then, well, shit. And this random jump scare stuff. Like, there's some things that are scary. Like Oscar grabbing Penelope from underneath the thing, that's scary. But that scene always frustrates me because it's like, you knew you were going out to get some women. That was your whole plan going out tonight, was to get women. You don't have a condom on you. What's more is you were right there by your door. You knew you were planning on trying to get into her pants. So why didn't you say, oh, I gotta go grab something real quick. Just go downstairs. I'll meet you. When you said, just go down to the courtyard. Why don't you go in, grab the condom, put it in your pocket, and then go down? Because we gotta have that jump scare with Oscar, right? So we gotta leave Penelope alone so that she can open up that little latch. Oscar can grab her because, yeah, and Oscar's a cock block. Much like Robbie was in the last one. But, yeah, the jump scare thing, it's too much. There's too much of this blah type thing, like in the last one where she's looking around and a woman goes, hello! And it's like, no, wrong house. And it's like, it was just a regular old lady. She wasn't that scary, but it does make me jump sometimes. Not this time. Like, yeah, and then the whole finale is really cool. I like the finale of this. It's not negative at all. I like the finale of this. The fighting and everything. You see gang members blowing away old ladies with shotguns, and it's awesome. These witches go poof, and fly off. It's fantastic. They don't win, but And we gotta discuss the very end, where Hector is running away from the demonic Jessie after Marisol dies. She goes through the roof. Running away, he finds a door with things on it, and he's transported back in time to the end of the first one, and it doesn't fit. I don't know if I said this in my first review, but it doesn't fit. Because Hector shows up, and he's like, hello? And like she's walking down, and she goes, Mika. And he, in the original, Mika doesn't say anything. He just runs down. Here, he says, what the fuck? When he sees Hector. And he says it loud, so you hear it from the upstairs camera. What the fuck? No, that... And then Hector runs and he gets attacked by demonic Jessie. And then one of the cult ladies turns off. The coven ladies turns off the camera, I guess. But I don't know. It just it's a nice little thing to go back to the beginning, but it doesn't match because Mika says what the fuck, and he doesn't say anything on the one up there. I've watched other reviews saying that Jesse kills Mika, and then he's the one that flings Mika's body. No, it's Katie that kills him because she stabs him with the knife, and she uses her demonic powers to fling him up the stairs. Jesse kills Hector. But yeah, this movie's fun, and I gotta say it's pretty good. I was gonna say it was a To the Moon, but I do have some problems with it. But it is a fun little watch. It is still my favorite, so there's a spoiler from my ranking, but you already knew this wasn't gonna change because I love this movie. So it's a pretty good. So what are your thoughts on Paranormal Activity, the marked one, Sherlock Holmes? Let me know in the comment below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.